Water is a basic element for life here on Earth, but for more than 2.2 billion people in the world, access to this precious resource is severely limited. But what if it wasn't? How would the world change if everyone had all of the clean water they needed? Maranatha's water initiative is changing the world one well at a time. Over the past year, we've drilled in Brazil, Peru, Côte d'Ivoire, Zambia, Kenya, and India, bringing water to thousands of people each year. Every day, our well crews travel rough and rocky roads to bring hope to distant villages. And in areas where well rigs are unable to reach, we get creative with our response, building pipelines that carry fresh water to those who need it. In 2022, we will provide clean water at more than 600 locations around the world. Now, our commitment to those villages doesn't end once the well is drilled. Our maintenance crews revisit wells to provide necessary repairs and keep clean water flowing. Maranatha's water endeavors have shown us that well drilling is about so much more than clean water. We've discovered that water means freedom, as children can stay in their classrooms instead of walking to find water. It means time, as hours spent walking in search of water can now be spent pursuing a trade or with family. Water means joy, as each well Maranatha drills elicits singing, shouting, and celebration. Water means life, both a better life in this world and the opportunity to learn how to quench thirst for eternity. Support Maranatha's water program and bring freedom, time, joy, and life, one drop at a time.
Maranatha's involvement with water began about 15 years ago. As we were building churches in rural villages of Africa, we saw firsthand how people were affected by the lack of clean drinking water. We wondered what could happen if we were to drill a well at the churches and schools that we built. The idea grew as we started to drill in a few countries, and then 4 years ago, we started drilling on a larger scale, involving most of the areas where we work. So far, Maranatha has drilled 2,200 wells around the world. As of this week, we've passed the 500 mark for this year, and we'll end up with more than 600 wells by the end of 2022. With an assumption that each well benefits about 500 people, we've enabled 1.1 million people to access clean water. With an assumption that each and with those wells that we've developed, we've made available 6.3 million gallons of water every day, free for the taking. But before we go too far with we did this and we did that, I want to pause and acknowledge that Maranatha's water program is a God-given miracle. From how it started to how it has grown, the program has been blessed by God's leading. Our teams work incredibly hard, and we use good equipment and the latest technology. But if there's any activity that will keep you humble, it's drilling for water. When we allow God to lead, miracles happen. That's not to say that we never hit a dry hole or have any problems. But I believe that getting involved in water has deepened our trust in God and led us to more completely put our faith in Him in all we do as an organization. There are so many miracle stories. How God answered the prayers of the girls at the Kajiado Rescue Center, how God turned salty water into sweet, drinkable water, and how God is using the water program to reach people with the gospel. We started drilling for water because we saw so many people that were thirsty. Now we realize what an effective witnessing tool these water wells also can be. Kenya is in the middle of a severe drought right now, and Maranatha has been drilling in some of those areas that are badly affected by that. Animals are dying, people can't grow food. The traditional sources of dirty water have all dried up. But there is still water underground, and Maranatha is able to tap into that even in the middle of a drought. And people are taking notice. They come to the Adventist church to get water, and then they start coming to the Adventist church to go to church. In India, we have drilled 102 wells in an area in Andhra Pradesh that is very poor and very dry. Recently, a lady told our team that she's been living in that particular village since she was 10. Now she's 86. When she drank from our well, it was the very first time that she had experienced clean water in her life. When villagers like her learn that the Adventist church has a well where they can access pure water at no cost, they really can't believe it. Soon, they want to know more about this Adventist church. We're hearing from church leadership in Zambia, India, and Kenya that areas where we've drilled wells are seeing rapid membership growth. I want to spend my last few moments talking about something that might at first seem a little mundane: maintenance. It's not as exciting as drilling the hole in the ground and watching the water spray up into the air. But our water wells get used a lot. Many see constant use from sunrise to sunset, and they wear out. Or the water level changes and the pipes no longer are in the water table. Or kids swing on the pumps and break the handles. And suddenly, that wonderful, life-giving well is not useful anymore. So Maranatha has committed to maintaining our wells, starting with the wells drilled in 2019 and forward. We're making sure that every well remains operational. With such a system, we can be confident that our efforts will bring results far into the future. God has worked through many of you to support this program, and we're grateful. But there are so many more people in the areas we work that desperately need clean water. We invite everyone to join us in this endeavor to bring clean water to every church and school that needs it. And most important, pray for water miracles every day. Thank you.